So now we will be discussing journal and commitment control. Let me take one very simple example. Uh, Sometimes like some student will be there and he will be joining a college. So whenever he goes and he join a college, so at that time what happens? Different organization had different database structure and all. Based on their database structure, so many logic changes and our architecture changes. So suppose a student join a college, and in that college, like there are four different databases. One is for admin, another is for library, third one is for branch, and fourth is for canteen. So, so suppose a student first user came, student came, then second, third, fourth, like that. Four user got. So he came and earlier for like four student has already took admission. So the four rule number till four it went. Suppose the another guy, fifth guy came and he then he started giving all his documents and all and he got registered in admin. And then the admin guy then he got registered in library also. And then when he was getting registered on branch and canteen, system crashes. There could be n number of reason why system crashing. So any of the reason, due to any of the reason, system got crashed. And unfortunately, he did not get registered himself into branch and canteen. But he did not realize that whether he got registered or not, because probably some batch programming will be there which is taking care of this one. Sorry, 5. Some batch programming is there and which is taking care of that, and in that program crashed and our system admin did not observe and it got whatever the completion with error happened. Next guy came. So what we did for our application, it was auto generated number. It was taking a previous number which whatever the previous available number was there, and that was we were using. So if the same concept somebody is using here, so here he will get a roll number 6, for the next guy 6. But the moment he will come for a branch and canteen, and if you will try to pick, then here he will get it a 5, because 5 for 5 unfortunately it was not get added. So now whenever this guy will go to a branch or canteen, and if he is not checking his name, he is going with a wrong number, probably he may get access because already 5 is there. But whenever this guy will go, there is no entry for 6. So this mismatch of data will be there, and if it happened here and all guys keep on adding, so for everybody name and roll number will mismatch start with for these two sections. So this is one of the scenario I wanted to make very simple, so that's why I took this example. So in this scenario, like data mismatch happens. So in order to avoid this, what we can do it, we can bring our journal and commitment control concept, where until and unless we'll write into all four files till we won't permanently, actually we do not write data permanently into this table, we'll be writing into journals. Once everything will be done, then only at the end we will do a commit. The moment you will do a commit, everything will get moved from journal to database, and that will be the final commitment into database. So this type of scenario we can avoid using journal and commitment control. Coming back to AS400, how in AS400 we handle? In AS400, like we have to have a journal receiver, we have to have a journal, and then our file that has to be under commitment control. And whenever you start calling your program, the start commitment control is has to be on, and inside RPG program also those files has to be under commit keyword, and then only you will be able to use commit or rollback keyword. So I think somewhere I have written some batch those steps. Yeah, like create journal receiver, then create a journal, then start journaling physical file, then start commitment control, and then commit start commit to the files which are journal and on which you wanted to use. So these five step actually we have to follow. So in order to do this, I will create a journal receiver like crt grn rcv. We'll say vk grn. So I created a journal receiver. Then I will create a journal. So vk grn1. So here also the same name I'm giving vk grn1. So I created a
Receiver is only journal, JRL.
what is it?
Receiver.
Uh-huh. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah. Okay. VK, GRN. I will keep the same. VK, GRN, VK, GRN. So our journal and journal receiver got created. Now we have to start journaling of a physical file, right? So if you see, we have to start the journaling on physical file. So there is a command called strgrnpf. So on which file we wanted to journaling? So vkempf. I can mention vkjrn, like record image after and all those things. So I created. So I created a start journaling pf. Now, so this was one time process, one time thing. Like journal receiver keep on you have to creating based on how much data is getting journaled, but creating of journal and starting of journal physical file is one time process. Now coming back to our programming side, what all things we are going to change in our programming? So I will VKEMP RPG1 and RPG2, I will copy both G1 and VKEMP RPG J2, journal 1 and journal 2. So here in RPG programs, what all changes we have to do it. This file, on this file we added a this one. So I will mention star, not star, COMMIT commit. So now this file under commitment control. One more thing. So if you see in any scenario, like whenever your program fails, so we have to do a rollback, right? And if everything is fine, then we will have to do a commit. So how to do a rollback? How to know that whether program fails or not? Any IO operation fail happens, so we can monitor. So there are n number of like till now we have not discussed error handling techniques, but I will just introduce one of that INFSR, and I will say star PSS PSSR. So whenever any uh, 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 exception will come on this file, then this PSSR subroutine will get triggered. So what I will do, I will add a subroutine. Oh, sorry, I will add a subroutine at the bottom. Begin SR star PSSR, and in PSSR, whenever this file, any file IO operation or anything, any exception will happen, I will say that ROL rollback. And if everything will go fine, so before leaving to this program, I will say commit. Commit. So whenever we are before leaving, I am saying that commit this whatever the changes you did it, and uh, any error is happening at that time. I will say that.
You can.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
You have to put it. You have to put it in if error flag is no.
What error flag is no? Sorry.
Commit.
See, any time any error will be any error will happen on this file. So automatically, without calling this one, PSSR will be automatically called and roll back. I can do LR on also. I can close my file also here. I can do star INLR equal to star on, and then we can say return. Anytime it crashing, so whatever the changes happen, roll back. So here no need to handle that error thing, because whenever it will reach at this point, so everything will be fine. Then only it will reach. Otherwise, anywhere database related any issue will happen, it won't reach here. There are a couple of different way. So I mean, whatever code I have written, it's not 100% foolproof. Like this will only avoid database related issue. Whatever PSS I have done it. Like we have a different you know, exception handling mechanism, like monitor and end monitor, or we have a percentage error concepts. So but here you know, and PSSR. So only I have taken care of in this scenario like PSSR. But like decimal data error or something is happening, this won't catch. So for that one, we can do a little different way of coding itself, or like I can have here one separate in beginning only of a program. Anything will happen, it will come here. So that if you want, we'll do it. But in this way, like all database related uh, operation get failed, then it will not do a commit. It will do a rollback. So this change I did it. I will create PGM. It's created. The same for the second program. I'll do coming INF SR star PSS. bottom. So I copy this subroutine here. So that's what, so sometimes in PSSR what we do, we keep in a copy book, and instead of copying everywhere, we'll keep in a copy book and we'll just attach that copy book. So you know copybook concept, right? Or no? If you don't know copybook concept, oh shit, I changed this or what? I changed this. Sorry, not this one. I was supposed to change this. Done. Okay. So I added. Let me compile this, and then let me create this program too. So this will uh, we did through RPG, whatever the RPG changes. But before to that, even the file is a journal, and in an RPG program, you mention commit and rollback. But if you have not started commitment control, then it won't applicable on this. So for that, we have to apply a commitment control. So I will write a CL program F6 VK VK EMT Okay, so here I will create a new program PGM in PGM strcmtctl start commitment control. The moment will say that start commitment control default journal. Here we can mention a job, or we can mention activation group. Like if you see here, it's saying activation group, but till now we have not implemented with activation group concept. So if we would have compiled, sorry, if we would have compiled with activation group, then we would have mentioned our activation group over here. Start all. For everything, my commitment control is on. And then I will call my program name pm vk emp rpgj1, and then we'll be doing end commitment control and cmt ctl in commitment control. So if we want a commitment control concept on this file, so we have to call in this way. So start the commitment control, call the program. Your programs will be in a commit and rollback this one. And if everything is done, then you have to end the commitment control cycle. Now okay, I will compile this as a module, and then I will create a program. What was the name? VK. So now my program, those programs are under commitment control. So if we will call from here, if I will call vk emp cmt ctl for vk emp rpgj1 in library list not found. Oh, in which library I have compiled? What I did. What I did. Everything is just. Uh, just spoiled. Actually, I copied in different program and delete this. Let me delete this. No more copy. Oh, Good morning. I'm really sorry. You know, I just copied the wrong program, so at that time I did not realize that I'm copying a wrong program. So I have to recreate everything. Same double work. DKMP RPG J1 created. We will go to J2. Here also INFSR star PSSR. Then commit. Then here also I will be having a commit. And bottom now we created both programs. Let me go back to CL or call. Where is my CL program? Okay. Okay. So now this whatever this program we call, this is under journal and commitment control. Suppose I will go for add, will add some record. So we'll add this record 24th, session number 24th, record added. So I came out DSP JRN VK JRN. So open close VT. So this was the record we added, right? Record added. So all those, this one now we started keeping in a journal, right? So if my program will crash, then at that time we can go for this one rollback and all. So this is the complete cycle where you have to have a CL program which will initiate the commitment control. Then we have to have a journal receivers. Your programs has to written in such a way that it will take care of your commitment control and journal, and then we will be writing. I mean, we will be executing our program. So the most of the time, like in any application, like only transaction file and all very important files, we keep journals. Rest we do not keep because it's again it's overhead on a system to keeping the same data twice thrice. So all important files probably it depends upon again how your application designing is. So which all files we are going to do a journal. So we do, but we do not keep a journal on all files to avoid unnecessarily storage, right? So this was the complete cycle. So it was something like you, the first step was to journal receiver, then add a journal, then um, start journal journal on PF, start JRN PF. After that, these were one-time process, and then the moment execution is let's start, strcmt ctl has to be there, and from there inside the program commit and rollback based on your logic. Rollback based on logic. After that, we have to end our end commitment control. In commitment control, these are 4 5 steps are there which we have to follow when we handle um journal and commitment control. So this was any doubt, any confusion, or anything, or like you wanted to add it here or something? Okay. So we can move to another topic, trigger, or we can take it tomorrow also. Uh, it's up to you. If you are like we have some 20 minutes, we can finish trigger also. Shall I go ahead with a trigger?
No, we'll stop it here.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Then fine.